Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Reckoning of New York. And in the last episode, guys, we saw the initial meeting with Mado, this time from Padraic's point of view, and it was very interesting watching him observe Kali kind of play with Mado's emotions and get on the Tremere's good side. Our Caitiff / Malkavian also had a meeting with Torque, the leader of New York City's Anarchs, and he was kind of alluding that he wants to get rid of his second in command. So we saw what was going on the Camarilla side of things. It seems to be just as bad, if not worse, on the Anarch side. And right now, Patty is by himself, so let's see what happens here. Thinny Observer, my drive to Empire of the Sun is silent. The Baron of Barons shall never fall. Yes, yes, yes. But on the inside, my voices refuse to calm down.
What would he ever do without you? The Baron to end all barons.
Finally, a 20. The voices are cut off as if their throats were sliced. Judging by what they tell me, Torque's end appears to be fast approaching. I would never feel comfortable telling him in case he reacted poorly. Perhaps I should have been firmer in warning him about Sorrento's ambitions. I look at the clock on the dashboard. Bollocks. I'm late to meetings far more often these nights. Let's just hope Callie remains true to her word this one time and waits for me at Sunny's. When I cut the last corner before Empire of the Sun, I'm already unconscionably late. It'd be a miracle if Callie is still there, waiting for me as promised. But as I park and catapult out the car towards the door, I see that she is indeed waiting for me. With the Anarch girl Mado mentioned, no less. Or at least she hasn't wandered off yet. Perhaps I should reevaluate my opinion on Christmas miracles. All I can do is nod curtly to hide my discomposure. You're here. That's good. Duh. Told you I'd be here. Yes, that's why I'm surprised. I assume I would have to go looking for you in the neighborhood. Like yesterday, for example. Hey, I never gave my word I'd stick around last time, did I? I roll my eyes, exacerbated. A little over an hour apart, and I've already managed to forget how annoying she can be. The Anarch girl is eyeing me suspiciously, so I return her gaze. Patty, meet Skylar, a local Anarch with a knack for alchemy. Skylar, meet Patty. I regret letting her meet Mado. It's Padraic, actually. Pleased to meet you, Skylar. Skylar nods. I can see the apprehension in her eyes, and I can't help wondering what has made her so wary of others. Or perhaps it's me who gives her pause. Don't stress too much. Padraic might be a bit uptight, but he's alright. He's just here to offer us a lift, that's all. I'll play it along. Yes, I am her driver. She chuckles and pats me cordially on the shoulder. Emotions aren't his strong suit. He's just my friend, who only happens to have a car. The Anarch girl is clearly unamused by Callie's antics. We need to get moving. The meeting place ain't far, but, well, night couriers aren't known for their patience. Let's hustle. What mean the night courier? I assumed the Skylar would tell us all we needed to know, but a night courier might be an even better source. I wonder, however. And who is this particular courier exactly? Yeah, do tell. Don't know. I only know her by the handle, and she always wears a helmet, so... Well, as long as she's clued into Reynard's location. Seems like my kind of gal, too. Maybe I should start wearing something on my face, like a cool mask. I failed to see how a mask, cool or otherwise, would help her in her nightly unlife. A gag would be more fitting. Now that would help me. Careful, or I'll gag you instead. She says it lightly, but I can tell by the dangerous twinkle in her eye that she's not joking. It seems she and Skylar are not exactly bosom buddies. Skylar gets into the car without another word, while Callie nods to herself, clearly satisfied, and turns to me with a smile. Anyways, you done with the Torque thing? Yes. She finds my laconic answer suspicious, even though this time I genuinely have nothing interesting to hide. I just look at her, unfazed, until she loses interest. Seems your meeting with Skylar went rather well. But she just smiles at me mischievously and flings the passenger door open, while I inadvertently let out a sigh. I really need to work on those mortal habits. It's unbecoming of a kindred my age. Voices of the angels, they see poison into your ears. Heed not, oh, heed not their honeyed words. Liar, liar, kill him, end him. I feel my whole body freeze, seize up inch by inch, molecule by molecule, paralyzed so thoroughly that I can't even blink. The peculiar man who was lurking in the background, who approached me so quietly I noticed nothing, falls to my knees before me and catches the hem of my trousers.
False prophet, blasphemous runt, kill, kill!
But that's not why I can't move, of course. It's his insane, unhinged, familiar words that have struck me like lightning and rooted me to the spot.
Paddy Waddy kills the runt, kills the runt, kills the runt.
I just stare at him, his head thrown back, his misted-over eyes boring blankly into the night sky. He stops screaming, but his lips quiver with faint whispers that fade into the air like smoke. Kill, 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 kill. Dream not in your slumber, for the day star will sear its truth onto your whole being. What are you waiting for, you dumb cunt? I want to shake him until all the answers fall out of his pockets. Who are you? What do you know? But I can't. The only thing still vaguely under my command is my hand, twitching, turning, crawling until my fingers close around the cheap plastic of my ring and spin. And spin. And spin. Ever so blind, ever so lost, ever so useless. But I am here. I am here. Padraic, you okay there, buddy? I can barely hear Callie's voice as she extracts me from the man's vice-like grip, as if my whole head is underwater. Patience, Vion. Time has yet to come. Padraic, talk to me. What's going on? Within her lies aid. 20. I finally break the surface. My body is my own once more. I can stop my hands from clutching the ring and hide them in my pockets. I can avoid Callie's eyes full of confusion and worry. I can speak. I'm fine. You sure? What was that all about? The man who grabbed me is nigh catatonic. There's no chance I'll extract anything useful from him. Besides, he's most probably just the unwitting conduit, much like myself. Not worth wasting my time on. I do not know. But let's not fret about it for now. Night courier's waiting. Night courier. Let us hope the intel this night courier gives us about Callie's sire is worth the trouble of setting up a meeting. Our car ride is silent. Skylar doesn't seem all that fond of conversation, and Callie, for whatever reason, has made the decision to not talk my ear off. To be perfectly candid, it worries me a little. I can see out the corner of my eye that she's nearly unraveled the fraying edge of her sleeve with a nervous fidgeting, but she doesn't seem to notice. I consider asking if she's alright, but decide against it in the end. She usually has no issues chatting about anything that comes to her mind, so I should just enjoy this brief tranquility. It's just that she seems anxious, and that makes me worry about whatever awaits us on the other side of this ride. As we pull up to the meeting spot, the night courier stands out immediately, mostly because she's the only one around. Clad in dark leathers and sporting a helmet, she almost disappears into the night alongside a bike. We barely come to a halt before Skylar jumps out of the car and approaches the courier in a few strides. She seems eager to talk and even more eager to bolt, so I keep my eye on her, ready to give chase. I assume that Callie is doing the very same thing, but mentioning it shouldn't hurt. She looks like she might make a run for it. Oh, come on. Of course she does. Am I the only one flagged as a flight risk in your book? I try not to smile at her mock outrage. No, but you are on the very first page. The moment Skylar pivots and heads our way, we cut the chatter and step out of the car. 5 minutes. That's all I could get for you. Spend it well. She reaches a hand out toward Callie, who slaps it gleefully. Skylar rolls her eyes theatrically. The key, to your stash. I held up my end of the bargain. Yeah, I've got it right here. Callie tosses the key, which Skylar eagerly snags out of the air. I quell the urge to ask what the key opens. Whatever the answer, it's of no consequence anyway. Pleasure. And with that, she's off into the night. As she disappears, we casually approach the night courier. A little too casually for my tastes. I'm impatient after that bizarre encounter in front of the Empire of the Sun, eager to end this nonsensical quest and get back to my research. So naturally, I open my mouth to speak, glad that Callie takes the cue. Shut the hell up, pretty boy. My mouth shuts tight, my teeth grind involuntarily. What an ill-mattered termagant. I've never seen that word before. Callie, the fuck did you get yourself into this time? She takes off a helmet and scowls at Callie like an angry wife. Jess? Holy shit, is that actually you? Ah, of course they know each other. Must have received the same diploma in SAS. Is this why you dragged my ass over here? To star in this shitty high school reunion? I suppose Jess was top of the class. You care to introduce me? The courier's eyes nearly pop out of her head. Oh, piss off. Is this really why I'm out here? What? No, hell no. It's let's just go one step at a time. Christ. I seem to have lost the thread of this conversation. Padraic, meet Jessica Wainwright. I know you like it formal. She was part of our crew before she up and vanished like a ghost a year back or so. Speaking of which, we thought you were gone. For good, I mean. Jessica seems a little thrown off balance by Callie's words. Oh, really? Well, that clears up the mystery of the silent phones. Oh, so we're playing it like that. I fucking mourned you, you dick. Not like I can text beyond the grave. FYI, I left you guys a fucking note. Witnessing arguments, especially ones that have nothing to do with me, has been my job for the past 2 years, but they still make me so very uncomfortable. And Callie and Jessica are swapping lines so fast that I can't even find a spot to cut in and defuse the situation. The hell are you on about? Raynard said... Ah, of course. Raynard fucking Castle. Turning shit into gospel. Interesting. Obviously, there's no love lost between her and her former sire, but she paints a very different picture of him than Callie does. Why the hell are you poking around for him anyway? Why? Because it's a fucking Tuesday, that's why. And by that I mean, he's off the grid and now I'm neck deep in shit because the Camarilla wants him found. Right. And who's this charmer? I shrug. I'm essentially the raft keeping her afloat in the cesspool she's plunged into. Callie jumps a little, pouting at me with a wounded look in her eyes, while Jessica lets out a hearty laugh. Oh, so I'm surfing this wave of horse shit with you? Oh, you filthy, filthy lifeline. To that quip, I just smile. I could see when I've met my match. The sheriff had him shadow me. I swear he's useful sometimes. Maybe it's the pretty yet infinitely punchable face that does it. Right. And you just went along with all this creeping around because why exactly? Alright, pop quiz. Option A, I'm in the mood for some company. Option B, I do it or I get my head lopped off by the sheriff. Take a wild guess which one I picked. Jessica's clearly not amused. Callie seems to sense that what she's putting down isn't getting picked up because she lowers her voice as if letting Jessica in on a deep, dark secret. Truth be told, there's gotta be something bigger at play with this whole mess, you hear me? I just can't figure out what the hell they want with Reynard and why now of all times. Jessica shrugs and crosses her arms over her chest, looking like she couldn't care less. Water's wet, the sky's blue, and piss stinks. By which I mean, underneath all that charm, Castle's been a two-faced lying sack of shit from day one. No wonder the whole ivory tower is on his tail. Callie seems stumped and somehow uncomfortable with the flicker of pity I noticed in Jessica's eyes. The foundation of her unlife, her perception of Reynard Castle, appears in danger of crumbling. We don't really have time for that. Informality never hurt anyone either. A little birdie told me you might know where Castle's hiding. Jessica laughs and Callie looks positively aghast for some reason. Oh, honey, Castle's an even deeper shit than Callie is. See, I've been involved with the circulatory system on and off, passing messages and whatnot. She leans back even further onto her bike, cool, collected, and supremely confident. I cross my arms over my chest, mirroring her pose in an effort to look more disinterested. Word is, Castle shot right up to the top of their shit list just a couple of nights back, based on some fresh intel they got from who knows where. Suddenly, she leans forward on her elbows, looking at Callie seriously. This is major league shit, Callie. Could be Uncle Sam level big. And it might not just be Castle in the crosshairs, but anyone tangled up with him. Keep the hell away. Yeah, except running away somehow vanished from my playbook. I'll literally lose my head over it. Jessica shrugs and starts putting a helmet on. It's your problem, not mine. I bailed on that clusterfuck of a sire for a reason, and Unlife's been beautiful ever since. Good fucking luck, though. Pause for dramatic effect. And don't bother calling me again. Then she's gone. Just an engine roar fading into the night. Right back at you, bitch! Avoiding my gaze, Callie laughs awkwardly and gives some loose stones a frustrated kick. She's quite something. How you holding up? Absolutely peachy. What's the little hate between siblings, am I right? Avoiding personal topics, it's become a classic refrain for her. So, the circulatory system, huh? What's your take? I decide to let that one slide. She already looks like she's one push away from toppling into the abyss. They are truly dangerous, but it's not easy to get on their nerves. I have no idea what Josiah might have done, but the fact that they're hell-bent on finding him and managed to acquire some intel on him, it doesn't bode well for Reynard Castle. Great, and we're still no closer to finding him than we were last night, or whenever. There's also the matter of whether the circulatory system intends to hurt you as well, by virtue of being Reynard's accomplice. Oh please, I'm hardly even a sidekick. I just look at her and she barks out a laugh, rubbing her hands together impishly. Well, seeing as your Anarch lead didn't really pan out, guess we're hitting Sansarik next. This is bad, but maybe I'll manage to talk her out of what is clearly suicide. It is indeed our backup lead, but only lead. Fine. At the moment, it is our only lead, but I have my reservations about Sansarik. Let's unpack this back in my haven. Besides, dawn's nearly upon us. I start walking toward the car, and pause upon noticing Callie hasn't moved. She just tugs at his sleeve and smiles at me almost apologetically. Yeah, funny story, but I can't. Literally. Callie, this is the moment for your antics. We need to move, and quickly. Thing is, your haven isn't safe for me anymore. What do you... It's just the thing with my clan. If I crash in the same spot more than once a week, you might as well sweep me up at sundown, like, with a broom. For once, she actually seems genuine, sheepish. She, of course, expects me not to believe her.
Don't. She'll be gone, to ground, guarded. Keep her close. Keep her... Let her go, Fionn. Let her go.
Perhaps I could loosen a leash an inch or two. She's been a good sport by her standards. Yeah, I get it. I'm not messing around, Oh, you do? I barely contain a smile. Let's rendezvous at my place tomorrow night. I got a private eye in mind who might have an idea where to find Sansaric. A PI? You're not talking about D'Angelo, are you? The world is small, it seems. While D'Angelo's circles are bigger than I thought. Tease her a little. Well, who else but the self-proclaimed best detective this side of the pond? You've got to be kidding me. The leper's a good guy, but a dead end. Grilled him about Reynard and got zilch. Even implied it was somehow my fault Reynard's vanished off the face of the earth. Well, Castle's practically a ghost. Sansaric, on the other hand, is not exactly hiding. D'Angelo should know a thing or two about him. Fair, but he's a slippery little eel. We might need leverage to get him talking. This time, I allow myself a faint smile. Leave that to me. He'll talk. I turn around and climb behind the wheel of my car. Tomorrow dusk, my haven. Don't let me down. She gives me a playful salute, waving at me like a child dropped off at school. Such a peculiar woman. As for Jessica, her intel is as valuable as it is troubling. The circulatory system and the hit list is no joking matter. My thoughts on Reynard Castle swirl and collide in a vortex of incomprehension until suddenly, the inkling of an idea emerges. He must have done something outrageous to attract the system's attention. And I might know just whom to ask all about it. Dangerous Liaisons Part 2. Oh. Encounters with Vritra are far from pleasant, but they're a trial I must endure if I want to get the answers that have been eluding me for nearly a century. Only once before have I trespassed on this ship without an explicit invitation, and Vritra made it exceedingly clear that such behavior was unacceptable. But times change. Our dynamic has shifted, our relationship has grown since, especially now that I hold more value to her, mainly because of this unique voice of mine. Whether I'm slightly more valued than before is of little import when she still keeps me in the dark about whatever catalyst of knowledge she awaits, and why she withholds answers from me. Answers that she owes me. This time, when I make my way toward the ship's upper deck, I'm surprised to discover Vritra is already there. Standing on the prow, she seems to be taking in the views, assessing the scale of her domain, perhaps. I fully expect to be reprimanded for encroaching on her turf, but her voice is below frigid when she speaks, which means she's being as warm and inviting as possible.
Padraic, what an unexpected pleasure. What brings you to my domain?
I look at it for a moment, candor and subtlety jostling for dominance in my mind. In the end, despite a complete lack of concrete evidence, I follow Callie's playbook and take a gamble. Shut up. Just shut up. Idiot. Dimwit. Fool! What is your involvement with Reynard Castle? I know he plays some kind of a role in this spectacle of yours. Is he the reason you keep withholding information about my voice? Tell me. Vritra's smirk belies more than a drop of venom.
And where does that inquiry come from? Your intuition? A hunch, as fledglings say nowadays?
The smirk grows wider, deeper, more acidic.
Or has your voice suggested it?
I would really prefer a straight answer instead of more questions. I've had my fill of them lately. Vritra hums playfully. Something in her throat makes that sound double, triple, and quadruple, until it pierces the air like a horn heralding the fall of an entire city. Rarely does one hear such an ominous sound and live to tell the tale. Being undead has its advantages from time to time.
Reynard Castle is indeed one of the pawns of my chessboard. His task is delicate, but of crucial importance to all of my endeavors. Perhaps the most crucial.
So, my suspicions were correct. Castle's involvement in his scheme is unexpected, yet considering the vast reach of her influence, she views any valuable asset as hers by right. There's a hint buried deep in that thought. Maybe I should take it.
Should you, Fionn? It is, however, nothing to lose your sleep over, my dear boy. But I do have a very special task, just for you.
I ball my fist in fury and helplessness, and repeat the mantra in my head. As long as she has the answers I seek, I will suffer her treating me like a child. What can I do for you, Vritra? She smiles at me as sweetly as her morbidly beautiful face allows.
Keep Reynard Castle's child occupied. I understand that she has somewhat of an unfortunate attachment to him, but it should be best if she didn't locate him too soon. You need not interfere with her quest, but do not make it easy for her. And do keep an eye on her. Those of their clan have an unfortunate tendency to make things unpredictable when left unsupervised.
I shall. I've done nothing if served you well. I would say I've been more than considerate. She responds with silence, and that unnervingly calm, icy stare that could easily drive one to the brink of madness. It's a weapon she's honed to perfection. I thought I'd be used to it by now, but it slices through me as viciously as the very first time. How long has it been now? 5, 6 months? Half a year trapped in this endless spin of justifications, half-truths, and unfulfilled promises, constantly veered off course. Despite her alleged interest in my unique condition, despite our shared thirst for answers, despite the growing urgency, the resolution to my dilemma always hovers just beyond my grasp. Still, she's the very first kindred to make me believe that she could truly grant me reprieve. I've been holding up my end of the bargain. Not once have I raised objections, not once have I strayed from our agreement. But I'm not one of your puppets, Vritra. I thought I made my stance unequivocally clear.
That you did.
This cannot go on. You need to deliver on your promises, or I'm walking away. She cracks a smile, as stunning as it is rare, like a dragon flashing its fangs. And it suits her, given her true nature.
All in due time, dear. All in due time.
Damn her and her cruel love of stringing me along. I can see she has no more information to share about matters of import to me. Perhaps I could see whether she's involved with Sansaric as we...
I tire of this conversation, but let me give you a treat for a job well done, I have a nice new herd downstairs, freshly acquired. Come with me and relax, feed, enjoy yourself. You've worked so hard, my dear boy. You deserve it.
With these words on her lips and a pat on my head, as if placating a morose hound, she saunters toward the lower deck. Shut up, just shut up, idiot, dimwit, fool! I instinctively reach for my ring, but after a brief moment of contemplation, conflict, and weighing pros and cons, I follow. A couple of days ago. Ooh, we get to see Circulatory Systems Labs with Jessica. Oh, it's gonna get thick. Alright guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and end it here and pick it up in the next episode. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.